Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is a video a lot of you guys have been waiting for. Best Pokemon singles to buy under $15. When we think about Pokemon investing or just making smart choices and adding cards to your collection, many times you think that it has to be expensive cards, but that is not at all the case. There's actually so many cheap and undervalued cards where under 15 bucks even you can make a killing, and that is what we are going to discuss in this video. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe. We are trying to hit 3,000 subscribers. Hit that like button. If you guys are ever wanting English sealed product or any other awesome stuff, check out our website, PokeKingShop.com. Use code YouTube5 for 5% off your first order with us. Anytime you're buying these cards, if you want to buy them on eBay, click this link as well. It's going to direct you to my store. You don't even have to buy on my store, but just by clicking on that link and then making a purchase through eBay, you are supporting the channel at no additional cost. And first off, I wanted to start with Chaos Rising. Chaos Rising is in an incredibly good spot right now if you want to buy singles, because effectively what's happening is we've had Wave 2, which is the basically second wave that the Pokemon Company has sent out to distributors of sealed products across various SKUs like ETBs, sleeve blisters, etc. And people are tearing all of this sealed product open with the cards that they are pulling. They're then selling them. And a lot of cards are currently in this phase where they're just collapsing in price. So let's take a look here. First card I have for you guys is Xerneas. I mean, this opened out the gate at $24, $25. We're down to 15. It is down 40%. Past month down 42%, and even during the pre-sale was going for as high as 30. This is a super attractive price right now, down nearly 50%. Realistically, I don't know how much lower it could get. It by no means is like a super easy card to hit, and for the price of like 2 packs, being able to buy a near mint copy, this is just one of those Pokemon that it doesn't really get printed too often, or it doesn't really get a spotlight in a higher rarity, which is why it's really attractive at this price point for me. I think at $15 there's a lot more room to run. Like, just looking at this card over time, I think it'll very easily come back to that $25 to $40 range. And this is a perfect accumulation phase where you could just get a lot of quantity. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy 10, 20, 50 copies of this card, but even having 1, 2, 3 copies is better than having none. And what you're going to find in this video is we're going to be discussing a lot about Chaos Rising, because a few weeks after a set gets released is when cards experience the most depreciation, if you will. Ampharos is another excellent example right here. This one is one of my favorites. I think this is like up there for a top tier illustration rare. And the only reason it's this cheap, again, is because everybody is just dumping all of the copies that they have. Like, if you're not grading it and you'd rather have something different, people are selling it. But this one has been hurt even worse. This one actually was $34, so a few dollars higher than the Xerneas, but now it is selling for even less, down nearly 60%. If we look at the 1 month chart though, this $41 sale I would say is an outlier. I would say we're more at like that 32 to 35 average. But again, most recent sale right about 14, 15 bucks. You really can't beat it. It's a popular Pokemon. When I see Ampharos or think Ampharos, I immediately go to the vintage, like Neo Genesis era of Pokemon. And it's a great Pokemon. By no means is it as popular as like an Umbreon or a Gengar, but it's not a bad Pokemon. And at this price, it should be a lot higher. It is a best of breed illustration rare in the Chaos Rising style. Like, when I'm thinking of illustration rares, top tier ones, Ampharos comes to mind. So the fact, again, that you're able to basically exchange 2 packs for an Ampharos near mint, like, this to me is a no-brainer. A lot of these prices don't make sense to me. You could buy a booster bundle for like $50 or $60 and you might get 1 illustration rare. And so when I just look at that value, there's a huge disconnect. Chaos Rising right now is just an excellent opportunity to be stocking up. Like, down 65%, how much lower can it go? Let's say it even goes down to $10. Like, worst case, what? You lose $2, but the upside is so much greater. And these are cards that are not for immediate short-term gains, but more like long-term building solid positions. Ampharos and Xerneas are some of my top picks from Chaos Rising. Let's shift focus, though, to some Scarlet and Violet promos. Eevee continues to be an excellent choice. We had that reprint of Prismatic ETB, so what you'll see here, if we look at the past 6-month chart, is very little to no effect. Like, just because there was an increase in supply, what's happening is the Prismatic ETBs are so expensive that a lot of people who can't afford to pay $200 for an ETB to open it up to get this Eevee card, they're just going to buy the raw copy. And that's not a bad option at all. When the ETBs are going to rebound and grow in value, naturally the exclusive promo has to as well. And that is precisely why you're seeing in the last 6 months, it's not nearly 100%. These were as low as $8. Now we're up to 16. Most recent sales right about 15, so pretty much right maxing out our budget. But it is an extremely popular Pokemon. I do expect for there to be way more evolution sets and cards released in the future. With this being an exclusive promo, awesome artwork, it's going to perform extremely well. You know, when I'm looking at this card, this should at least be 30 to 35 bucks. So just massive opportunity for a double up. This is a great card where you could stock just a bunch of quantity. Instead of having one $1,000 card, you could buy so many of these EVs. And again, not saying just go all in on this one, but diversify. Make sure you at least have a few copies, because this is another excellent promo to have. As the sealed product begins to get super expensive, the single cards will follow suit. And specifically for this video, we are exploring cards under 15 bucks. I'm not telling you go buy expensive sealed product, because on a percentage return, you might actually get stronger returns buying a bunch of these EV promos than you would sealed products. So this is another one of my favorites in today's video. Moving over, this should be an obvious one. I think I've made a video about this one in the past. I'm going to highlight it one more time. You know, it's the Pikachu full art. When it came out, nobody cared about it. 25th anniversary. A lot of people said that they liked the artwork, but they disliked the stamp. And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really matter, because the stamp is just a reminder for what celebration it's for. You know, this is the 25th anniversary celebration. This year we have 30th anniversary. All of the reprint cards are going to have the 30th anniversary stamp. But naturally, this one has just gotten so expensive. If we look at this price history, past month only up 12%, past 3 months up 30%, past 6 months though up 200%. Expand the time frame a little bit. And now what I want to do is, I don't want to just tell you, oh, it's up 200%. I don't want to document and tell you. I want to explain why this is happening. So the reason why this is happening is because the Pokemon Company has launched these leaks where every 30th anniversary pack is going to come with a guaranteed Pikachu card. So now what smart money does is they recognize there's going to be a lot of hype around Pikachu when we get to the 30th anniversary. So they're going to go back to the last celebratory set, which is 25th anniversary, and they're going to start doing buyouts of the Pikachu cards, because people are going to want to collect everything. Imagine somebody is brand new to Pokemon. They're starting off with the 30th anniversary. Once they start accumulating 30th anniversary cards, they're going to be like, hey, how else can I grow my Pikachu card collection? What else is there out there? 25th anniversary. And another reason for this massive 200% increase, you know, it's a massive percent increase, but it's not a huge dollar amount, right? Like this was like a $3, $4 card. Now it's an $8 card. It's not like anything crazy. But again, if you have 100 copies, that's pretty insane returns. But again, the reason why this one is going up so much is because people are starting to pay all-time record highs on graded 10 copies. What you got to realize is 25th anniversary, it was kind of rushed, in my opinion. It wasn't the best effort by the Pokemon Company. There definitely are better sets, but particularly for the 25th anniversary, it's pretty hard to get PSA 10s. Like, obviously, it's a specialty set. There's a ton of supply. There's thousands of copies of 10s out there, but there's a massive premium if you grade with a 10. And also just more like macro, I guess, elements is PSA just cut their bulk tier, so you can no longer submit grading at that cheap tier. You have to pay a premium. So naturally, that's going to cause the sealed product, or not sealed product, the graded cards to go up in price. As the graded cards begin to get more expensive, people are seeing record high prices. People are going to start buying the singles. And it's kind of like a cycle, and it repeats with different cards, but it's kind of like the same fundamental thing going on. So the reason for this 200% increase, it's a lot of things at once. It's like the PSA situation that we have, 30th anniversary. It's just all these different factors accumulated into one, which is causing these cards to go up. But good news for you watching this video right now is cards only $8. $10 if you're paying for a really good copy. It has still got a lot of room to run. Don't be hung up on this 200% return. After the 30th anniversary comes out, everybody's going to want this card, and I easily expect this card to be $20, $25. It will take a little bit of time, but fortunately, I am making this video in June. We still have months before we get to the 30th anniversary, so start building your positions now. Again, another card I've made mention of, Oricorio, beautiful card. Excellent example of a card well done that is just not respected by the Pokemon community. And I don't care that it's not a Umbreon or a Gengar, because if it was, you'd be paying $100, $200. This is under $15 cards, you guys. Don't expect to be getting Charizard Alt Arts or Gold cards. Oricorio Alt Art, though, beautiful design, awesome exclusivity through the Mega Charizard UPC. Mega Charizard UPC has actually seen incredible returns. It was selling for $130, $140 a box at the beginning of the year. Now we are well over $200 a box. But the promo, the exclusive promo, has not moved very much in price. Past 3 months, only up 10%. Not nearly as much as what the sealed product has done. Past 6 months, up 12%. Overall, past year, this is what I want to be looking at. This was a $25 card. It went down to 10. It slowly rebounded to 14. Again, you're paying an extra $4, but you saved yourself, what, from February to June? That's 4 months. You're telling me 4 months somebody had to hold this card and they only made $4. Excellent time to be buying. As time goes on, this card will rebound back to that $25, $30 range and probably even higher as we begin to see really high sale prices again of the 10s. The graded card market is going to dictate a lot of the direction of where single cards are going, because if grading becomes more expensive, naturally graded cards will see higher sale prices. With higher sale prices, the single cards are also going to go up. So another excellent card, can't go wrong. Mega Gardevoir, this is the exclusive promo from the Ascended Heroes box. $10. Absolute sleeper pick right here. Past month, 0 movement. Past 3 months, down 36%. Past year, it never really opened out too high. And the reason for that, again, you kind of got to know the history behind these cards. So this comes inside of a product which features 10 Ascended Hero packs. Everybody was breaking down the boxes to sell out the packs and just dump the promo for whatever money they can. So that is why this card was never $30, $40, $50. It was really cheap because this was kind of just like a freebie. You would make your money on the packs and this was a bonus. And people would just sell as many copies. I know a lot of large sellers were fire selling them for like $15, $20. Right when they came out, but then as more supply came out, they went down. But this is another one of those examples of a card that is just very under the radar. Nobody really cares about it, but one day you're going to be flipping through your binder. You're going to see this card. It's going to be like a $30, $40 card. Again, don't go all in on it, but spread yourself out, diversify within a ton of different cards, buy promos, buy different set releases, specialty sets, exclusive promos, Instead of just going all in, buying one crazy $1,000 card, I think you are significantly better off buying a bunch of these cards, because on a percentage scale return, you are going to see stronger gains. And on that same note, Alakazam is another beautiful promo here. This is the exclusive ETB promo from Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution base actually had 2 different ETBs. This is the better of the 2, I think. This is from the Gardevoir ETB design, but the promo is the Alakazam. The other is the Lucario ETB design with the Riolu. But between those 2, I do like this Alakazam a little bit more, just because Alakazam is more like a best of breed type Pokemon. Even look at a set like 151. Alakazam didn't get a illustration rare. It got a special illustration rare. So just off of that alone, and seeing that the Pokemon Company clearly values Alakazam as a Pokemon worthy of getting an SIR, I think this promo is also incredibly undervalued at 13. This is one of those cards where graded copies are going to continue just trending up in price because it's a popular Pokemon and it shouldn't be this low. You could probably even find some of these on eBay. People just dumping them for like $10 a pop. Not bad. Not a bad price at all. You have 2 different options here. You could get the sealed promo, or you could just buy it loose. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to matter either way. It's a promo card. Just make sure you are buying well-centered copies. That would be my advice with the Black Star promos. Last thing, now I'm specifically going to look at the Mega Starmie EX, but just take into account, I guess, the overall thinking here. Mega Starmie is an excellent example, but I would be looking at cards in the $10 to $15 range that are like, have SIR Pokemon as chasers, but not necessarily the highest rarity. And Mega Starmie is an excellent example. When I think of the Perfect Order set, I think of either the Meowth or the Mega Starmie as like top tier hits. Sure, you got the Zygarde as well, but for me, I personally like the Meowth and the Starmie more. They're more nostalgic Pokemon for me. I don't really feel that connection with Zygarde. I don't know if anybody really cares about Zygarde as much as they do Meowth. Meowth is like an iconic Pokemon. The Mega Starmie's cool as well. SIRs are crazy expensive, but the full arts are not. Full art of this card is $10. This is going to be another card that is just going to have to go up, because a lot of people who can't afford the SIR, they're going to get the cheaper thing. And even think of it like this, like somebody who is just starting out collecting and dipping their toes, they're not going to buy a $200 SIR version. Like the Meowth SIR, I think is like $200. You can get the full art one for $15. It is a similar design. Sure, the SIR is way more expensive, but just like eye appeal and collectability, get the cheaper copy, and full art Mega Starmie is another beautiful example where let's look at the 3 months. Past 3 months, now that we've had Chaos Rising, down 46%. It was a $20 card. Now it's a $10 card. Buy it now when it's down 50% up, because it's unlikely to get any cheaper since it is a full art. It is a higher rarity. It is a ultra rare, and packs cost like $8. So you're telling me you buy a pack for $8 for a chance to get a full art or better, or just buy the single? Buy the single here. Excellent choice. And then the last thing I wanted to discuss before we wrap this video up is not just standard sets like Perfect Order. Also look to specialty sets, because specialty sets frequently will see faster price increases just because I guess they're more exclusive, more exciting to open. Standard sets, we also get way more of them than we do specialty sets. Specifically wanted to take a look at the Marill here. Marill, beautiful card, illustration rare. It's fun. This one's ever so slightly over our budget. I know this card we're exploring $15 cards, but I'm confident you could probably find a near mint one under 15. It is pretty much right at the budget at $16, $17. But this card has a lot of room to run because, again, these cards open out the gate significantly higher, and just because of the increase in supply of sealed product, that is why the singles go down. But that is when you should be buying the singles. Don't be buying the singles right before they come out or right as they're coming out. Wait for more sealed product to come out. Wait for more packs to get ripped and then buy it. You know, you could have bought this card for $27, or now you could save $10 and then use that $10 and buy any other card that I have shown in this video. Mega Starmie, the Alakazam, the Mega Gardevoir, the Oricorio. So again, good sets, premium sets, cheaper cards. As the sealed product becomes more expensive, naturally everything will raise. And, you know, this video, there are definitely better cards to buy than Marill, but we're specifically looking at cards under $15. I think for under $15, these are some of my favorite picks. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, if you do want to pick up any sealed product, don't forget to use code YouTube5 on our website, PokeKingShop.com. Anytime you are shopping on eBay, click this link and then go on and do your purchasing. All it's going to do is direct you to my store. If you want to buy something from my store, awesome. I appreciate it. If not, totally fine. Go buy from anyone else, but don't forget to hit that link. That's all I have for you guys. Until the next one.